Hello everyone, back to a new video, part 22 this time. How about that? This video will concentrate a lot on texture painting, yes, the fourth method I showed you for texturing, and I'll show you, I think, some of the coolest tricks I know for texture painting, and I think you will love them. We get to see a very big result at the end. I think the main cylinder and the train gets to catch a lot of life, and I'm just saying, I think it looks really awesome. So thank you for clicking on a video. Thank you for taking actually believing in this video to teach you anything really, and stick till the end to see how the main cylinder turned out. I think it looks pretty good. Also, don't forget, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, leave a like on the video, and leave a comment, please. I would really love to know your opinion on how we should keep these videos. I don't know if the long format of 1 hour is a good idea, because I don't know if a lot of you can like stomach that, because there's a lot of information for 1 hour, so I would rather cut it to like 25 minutes maybe, but let me know in the comments. So with that being said, I just want you guys to know that I personally am proud of you, that you are at the 20-second video of Blender, and also that you should be proud of yourself for at least trying this. So good job everyone, and with this being said, let's get to the video. Okay, having all these, let's actually do, I'm not gonna do the whole main cylinder because it's a lot of work, but whoa, what just happened now? Oh, okay, this is what just happened now. Okay, surprising. We will actually use the same material as, the lead for starters. So let's take all this, Control C to copy this. And actually for the main cylinder, we will just press new and say it's the main cylinder. Okay. Delete this principal BSTF, get it all in, and now we can just, get them to the subsurface modifier. And yeah, I mean, we could just leave it and that's it. Couldn't we? Well, no, we can't. We will never do that. Come on, guys. We can actually even play with like the saturation stuff. But I wanted that anyway. I'm trying to think because I'm going to do kind of a Hogwarts. So if you remember the references, right? The Hogwarts one is like half black, half a red one, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm gonna kind of emulate that as well. And because of that, we will need one gradient modifier with Control T, and of course the already known color ramp node, and Control Shift left click to see what we're doing. And this is good, this is cool, but it's not what you want. So I think it's on the Y. Yep, 90 degrees on the y-axis, and let's actually get one. And let's see where we want to split it, because if you look at the Hogwarts one, it's also very smartly thought out, because it doesn't mix in the colors. It has the golden and red in one part and the dark metal in the front, which it means that what we did here is not the greatest thing ever, unless we do a little bit of a skedoodle, which means no, we need to take all of this, move it kind of here, and take this and move it in the front. And in case anyone wonder Well, why would you do that? Answer is actually super simple. Um, because now we can just have what color we need here, which is gonna be, you know, the red one, and we can kind of have this as our half. So we can, in my opinion, better play with it. Oh, I'm not in the main cylinder, sorry. Okay. And so we can actually come more or less around here. You know, we can actually make them constant if we really wanna, and get a white value more or less here, where the passing is gonna happen. And yeah, this could do it. This could be it. And we could have this as a mask. So mix shader node right here. We use this as a factorial, and this we will plug in A. And I think, as everyone realized, we need a principal BSDF for the second part, which right now we're just gonna put it red. Again, I'm not gonna do it all right now. I'm just gonna make it, you know, metallic to just make it look a little right. Sorry, 0.15. I always forget. All right, all right. Really, this already looks more or less the way we want it to. But of course, this is not it. This is not gonna be the end of what we do. First, of course, I'm going to try to see what the ambient occlusion will give me. And based on what this does, okay, I can definitely work with this. Yeah, I can work with like a little bit of wear here and there. Oh, I could do also like snow here. I mean, we will need snow if we're going to keep these snowy. So, there's that. Um, let me think. Because of the snow, having, you know, dirt with like there where the ambient occlusion is right now, it doesn't really make sense, does it? It just wouldn't work, and it wouldn't make that much sense either. So what I think we should be doing actually, um, is make a gradient texture. Because the gradient, if you saw it a little earlier, actually did just the effect we needed to do here as well. So if we actually pull the black down, there it is. This is more or less what we want, like where we wanted to go. Okay. And we again could put some more materials between, you know, ease this, get this a little up, and you know, get some maybe darker colors and some lighter colors in there. Try to mix them in, see what it goes. So let's try something like this, but let's actually bring also a noise factor in there, because I don't want it to be totally, you know, just one big snowy looking part. So yeah, this will do a little better. Also, I think I will need a color ramp for the noise as well. Well, not surprising, because we always do this. And not really, I don't think mixing like this will work. Rather either add, and then I think we should play a little more with this. Right, so not let that spread there. Mm, mm. No, I think this will work better as a mask, actually. Yep, definitely better as a mask. Because we can do this, and this can just go black. And what we need to do is actually reverse this. Alright, this one looks way better. And basically, what this does is the snow is gonna be the black part. So the black part, will help us with the snowy bits. But we do need to see where exactly do we, kind of end this. Let's try something like this. Let's see what this does. If not, we're just going to jump a little more up, like maybe something like this. Let's see what this does first, and we'll just see, right? So we'll need a mix shader node for this. And a principal, no, not a principal BSDF, sorry, just bring the grip with snow, put it right in, and there we go. Not the best looking snow, actually. And I think because of us, well, of me, really. Yeah, the scale should be definitely adjusted, much better now. And the detail, I would say actually a 7.5 for this one, because it's a little more, dense, like. And yeah, something like this could rather work. Okay. See, this one I can see. And this one, well, it's not gonna stay this way. We're actually gonna work a little more on it. But actually, let me just bring this. These things also. Actually, just G, not G, sorry, Control G, to group them. And no, let's just move this up here. And now let me copy this and give it right here to my what did I name this? um Hold cylinder. Oh, I am amazing with the names. Such innovation. Yeah, so if you guys ever need, like someone to give you name ideas for your projects, count me in. I'm definitely an amazing one with those. All right, again, this is not gonna stay this way, so don't worry about that. We're actually gonna play around with it. And actually, yeah, no, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now. Just because you probably judged me. You probably said, hey, you don't want to do it. And I'm gonna be like, no, I want. It's just, I didn't want now, but now I do want. So, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So stop shouting at me. I'm sorry. So, yeah, as you can see, Blender definitely doesn't make me go crazy or whatever. This could, be something like this. Yeah, actually, I'll take it. It really depends on what you want it to be. Again, I'll probably come and change this one a little later on, maybe off camera, because it's basically the same process as I showed you for all the other cylinders and all the other stuff. But I do think I showed you guys quite a bit of tricks, didn't I? No, how to do quite a bit of work, and I think that's pretty cool. You know what? I'm digging it. I think this looks cool. Do you? Yeah, I'll definitely take this. And there's also this, of course, which, you know, again, we could maybe do a really fast thing to it, but I don't think I should, you know, hurry this process so much. So I'm just curious if I give this the what do they call it again? The whole cylinder. Oh, right, but I have to. Mm, this is not gonna help me too much. Mm-hmm. It could be something like this, or instead of this, I could probably use, you know, like a gradient texture again to better control where we get this. I do know I keep saying I'm not gonna do this and I'm not gonna do that, and I'm doing them right away after I say that, but I just enjoy this. I told you, like, I genuinely love doing Blender a lot. I don't know, it's just fun, and especially when I do textures, especially again lately when I got used so much with like the nodes and stuff. I hated them, by the way. Just for people to know, I could not understand what a mixed color would do. I was just absolutely, you know, going crazy with it because, in my opinion, it just made no sense. It was just like absolutely going crazy. It was uh, maybe the best description for it would be um, let me think just a sort of second there. Okay. So I did try, and I mean quite a couple of times, to let's actually set another material here. Get a ease in, ease, easies, something like that maybe. So I did try quite a couple of times actually to um, create a lot of materials. Um, I can actually show you some of the failed materials I have right here. So these for me were like pretty good materials. They were pretty successful materials back in the day when I barely started doing Blender. So actually more or less a year ago. Um, and it was incredibly hard. I basically knew only how to use the noise and the bump material textures and, you know, the nodes themselves and the color ramp, but that is it. I could not mix colors. I could not. I didn't even know about the mixing shader stuff, and let alone the ambient occlusion. I had no clue what ambient occlusion was. I was just, if you remember, in Eevee, you can tick a box that says ambient occlusion. I was just ticking that box, and I was like, yeah, of course I want ambient occlusion. Who doesn't? But I was like, I got no clue what that is. I don't know what I'm saying. By the way, let's put a Voronoi texture. I just test something out. You don't have to do this one. If it works properly, right? I'm going to, you know, show it to you properly. But I don't. Oh no, wait, sorry. Right, this one doesn't work this way. Oh, not the scatter. Sorry, I thought it was a Voronoi texture. Isn't that not that what I pressed? Anyway. Um, right. So I was an absolute failure when it came to anything material based in Blender. That's why I needed Quixel Mixer so bad. And yes, I got Quixel Mixer not because I necessarily wanted it to. I took it because I realized it's probably the only way that I could, you know, do anything in Blender. Like material, like with like actually good materials. And I was like, oh, that's kind of, yeah, that's gonna be pretty bad. What am I gonna do? And I had no clue. I genuinely had no clue. Didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to say. Um, but I realized, you know what? I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see. Uh, maybe I can make this happen somehow. I don't genuinely know how, but you know what? At the end of the day, there's nothing really to lose there, was it? Well, it kind of was, but I didn't really care, did I know? I kind of did, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we're not gonna use actually this. I was thinking of another fact. And yeah, this is another thing I want to say. I'm not an expert on how to use like Blender to get textures. I still, again, I do use, um, what is it? Quixel Mixer. I still use, Substance Painter alike programs because I think they're easier for me. But I definitely have a little bit of a better understanding on, what Blender can do, on what on how to really work with Blender to get what I need. And I think especially with so many add-ons now and so many sites where you can get really good materials and stuff. It's been a blast. It's been way better for me, and I was able to actually do a much better job. Let's put it that way, okay? Um, you know what? This I will just call well, middle chimney. Why? Because I still have no clue how to give interesting names. And we bring as a group our lovely node group number 1 because I forgot to call it, and I'll call it dark iron, maybe? I don't know. Still not good with the names. And we have something like this. And this, I'll just give it a good old, I don't know. Maybe a metal stuff? Oh right, we use this for the bell. No. Then no. But we could use it. And this is top chimney. Pretty good, I would say. Okay, top chimney right here, everyone. And with it, all we need to do is get a. Where is the gold? Here's the gold. Yes, we will put gold on everything. How about that? Um, let's get the base color down. Perfect. Actually, not gold. I don't want gold on this one. I want bronze. Yeah, bronze better. What's this? Metal gold. Hell no. Let's see. Bronze. Okay, maybe here. Bronze. Okay. I forgot to say free. Okay, and it's worn down. You know what? I'm gonna purchase that. And see how it looks. Let's import it, and let's see what we get. So, bronze, worn bronze, everyone. Okay, yeah, really good. We can end it right there. I think this looks, yeah. Oh, you know what? This is the cool thing. Um, wait, do I need the subsurface color for this as well? Mm, 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 mm. Oh, we probably, yeah. Um, Texture coordinate, right? Always forget what it's called. Okay. Well, I can definitely see it a little better now, but can we just increase the bright? No, we can't because it will. Well, destroy that. Let me tell you that. No, I don't like this absolutely at all. No, it's not. It's not the kind of stuff I'm looking at. For sorry. You know, let's try blend the kit on this one. Maybe bronze. It's a little bit on. Oh, this is cool. Well, still super dark though. How about this bronze? A little better. I could live with this one. A little. Not. It's not the greatest, but it's there. I did change a little bit off screen the texture, the red metal here. I don't know if this one will stay, but I do like it a lot, and that's why I chose it. It's actually from Blender Kit, and I think I just searched for it like a red metal, and yeah, it's this one right here. So type in red metal, and it's the second one right there. Good. If you do that. If you choose anything else or you want to do it by yourself, that's pretty fine by me. Um, but I just liked it and I just wanted it to look a little bit more like our reference, which was mainly the Hogwarts one. And yeah, that was kind of it. All right, but we're not done. Like, we're not absolutely at all done with the texture there. But I actually wanted to show you something else, something a little more, I would say, interesting. So see how this snow looks like, very well, you know, thought out. We know exactly where it is and so on and so forth. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like that. I think it's too perfect. I think it's, you know, just so well thought where it be, and in reality, really, it's never gonna be like that. So, what I am proposing for us to do is to actually get something in here to help us out. Another mixed column, right? And we should actually get this to multiply. And in the B color, we will have an image texture. Okay, good. And you might wonder, what image will we put in? Well, there's the thing. Let me actually just get this just like this. By the way, yes, we'll talk about the order of the nodes as well, because it's a pretty important aspect, especially if you want to go a little more pro into this. Um, it's very important for people to know how you ordered the nodes, so that if anyone else will look at them, they will be able to figure out what you did. So we'll talk about it some other time. But right now we have our image texture, and we will press on new. We will create an image texture or for us, and we will call it, I don't know, let's say snow canceller. Yeah, that sounds horrible. And let's actually make it 2K. It doesn't really matter, but it's okay. And we can disable the alpha because we don't need it in this case. Okay, just press OK, and there we have it. It's a blank picture basically, so if you want to look at it, it's just black because there's no value there. It's nothing. Blender doesn't know anything about it really, but that's fine because with having the main cylinder selected, we will go to texture paint. I did show it before to you guys, and let me actually drag this a little bit and get us the oh, sorry, here, the UV editor, which is right here. Did we unwrap this? Is this how it unwrapped it? Really? Seems kind of clunky. Oh, I didn't unwrap it. Well, how about that? My bad. I could have swore we did. Anyway. So yeah. Well, we didn't. Our bad there. And let's actually drag also this. No, not like that. Drag just this part out to get another screen, and let's get the shader editor here. Because when you work in texture paint, you must make sure that you have the image that you want to work on selected, which in our case is the snow canceller. But before we do that, let's actually press on this and with shift left click on this one and press M to mute them. Basically, everything will be like before. They will basically ignore the what's going on, with this part. This is just for me to see if everything looks, yeah, everything looks fine still. I think it was the problem was rather here, because we had that line there, and I didn't really realize. I think it was this one there. My bad. All right, so actually, let me be like this. Good. So by unmuting this, you just to mute them. Oh, I don't have the screencast on, do I? You just have to press M to do that. So if you go on one node, press M, it will just not cancel it, but like actually, yeah, cancel it. Cancel is the better word here. And then you can reactivate it afterwards if you wanna. Okay, so by pressing on this, what we can do is actually see what this will do for us. So we can press a little bit, and as you can see, right now our color is white, by the way, in case you're wondering. So if you draw with white over your mesh, what will happen is this will create more snow, right? Because you can see it's snow. All right, so yeah, this is basically what it will do. But what happened now? Oh, I think I pressed. All right, I pressed. Wait, but no, because this is still what? This makes no sense. So this stain was still there. That stain there. I don't know if you saw it. But the unwrap wasn't anymore. I don't understand why. But anyway, unwrapping this again. So yeah, this is how it works, right? So if you will have this selected and you actually draw on it, where you draw, it's gonna be like, okay, so here we highlight this. The reason I'm saying highlight is if you do it here, as you can see, it did draw it, but nothing happened. Why do you think that is? Well, no one can answer me because I'm recording this. I was just, waiting for you to try to figure out. But the reason it's not doing that, it's because we're multiplying this. We're not adding it. So actually, let me try this. So if we go to add, right, first of all of it will be covered in snow now because it's like, well, not all of it, but wherever you draw, snow will appear because, well, now white means we do create the snow, right? Like we put snow there. That's how it works. This is a mask. Again, this is literally used as a mask. We can actually even, shift P this to create a box around them so that we can group all of these. Press F2, and now we can name it, and we can say that this is a snow mask. All right, and this is a pretty cool stuff because that means wherever we draw white, we put snow. Wherever we draw black, we cancel snow. All right, so what does that mean for us? What does that do for us? Well, quite a bit actually, because if I change this from white, right, to black, I can come over here and, actually paint this so that, nothing happens.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
All right, so um, I actually modified a little bit of stuff because I just needed to see what's working. So what we will need to do, it's a little bit of a let's invert the situation kind of thing, because what we needed to do was we need to apply basically in the image texture, we will tell the snow where it should be and where we would like it not to be. So we will basically create a not patterns, but we will choose, to have some different shapes, to have some different results, right? Now, doing that is not that hard actually. So what I did do, let me just walk you through it, right? I basically inverted um, what we had here more or less. So we still have the gradient as our factor, as a factor, but instead of multiplying this time, we will add. Now what add does, right? Think about it this way. The multiply basically takes these values, right? And based on the masks it has, it'll just multiply the result. It will multiply basically the zone where the white is, which doesn't really help us that much. However, though, if we add, and also you can think about it this way, multiply actually darkens an area, darkens basically the result of the two mixes of value A and B, while adding basically lights it up. And that's exactly what it says. It takes the value of A and the value of B, but it puts it, in our case, instead of, the usual 0.5, so half and half, it puts it like we tell it to. So, I have black here and I have white here. That's how I want you to treat these. A being the white value, B being the black value. So, basically what you have to do, right? Again, this is how your gradient will look. It's basically the same as before, but instead of having white up here and black down there, it's just reversed, right? So you have to just play with the colors. I think before it was white all the way up here, and we was playing with a black shader. Well, now you do the reverse of it, right? All right. So if we play with this, for example, I can take this and let's say make it red, right? Let's actually see what this does. Um, and this can be white so that we can actually see it, because if we give it black, it's actually not gonna see it, because uh, basically this is also the black value now. So again, it's treating it like we tell it to. We have black up, white down. I think I expressed it the wrong way, because when we don't give it a mask, when we don't give it a factor there, that's how we treat it, right? So if we would not have this, and we would just see what this does by itself, right? It's trying to just add these two, but it doesn't know exactly how. It's just putting them like half there, half there. But if you give it a factor, A becomes the first value, the upper value, B becomes the lower value. So let's take the noise texture and actually plug it into the B value, because that's where we need it to be. And the image texture, we will need it to be at the A value, so that we get exactly this, exactly what we need to have, a mask where our snow will be. And this is cool because now our image texture controls the upper area where the snow is. Also, what we need to do, we still use our mix color here as a factor for our mix shader. But instead of the snow to be on the lower dot, and the whole metal material to be on the upper one, it's reversed again, because we want the metal where it's white and the snow where it's dark. So based again on the factor we gave it with our mix color, we will have this. And now if we actually see all of it, this is how it will look. And you can say, well, it doesn't look right, does it? Yes, you're right, but there's a reason for it, and it's easily fixable. It's because of the values right here. It's the gradient. we just need to play around with these a little bit more. So if we drag this, you can see the colors are actually starting to look a lot more like what we had earlier. The only difference being that now the upper one is controlled with an image texture. So what does that actually mean? Like, why is that even cool? Why did we even need all this? Can we not do all that? We could have, definitely could have. But here's what we get if we do have it. So again, black means we have snow, white means we don't have snow in this case. Because again, the image texture that we have, the snow canceller, does all the thing. So when we paint with white, look what happens. It's deleting it. It's like erasing all that snow from there, which is exactly the effect we needed to happen. So save after you got this result, and now we can just play around with our stuff, right? We can just take this, maybe not a pure white color, because it will make it just super, like just the metal part, but you can play around with it. Play like this. You can take the strength of the brush a little more down, so you just take some parts of it, maybe something like that, to blur it a little bit, and it will just make it look way more realistic, because snow is never gonna be like so perfectly put. It's just never happening. So that's another thing we have to understand, that we can put our touch into all these, not just the numbers and stuff. Now, saying this, there's one more thing we can do to make this look even better. Um, we can use our brush with a texture on it. So if you select the tool and you go right here, this is our brush, right? And we can go to texture. Now, what this means, right? So you have texture and texture mask. There's a difference between them. I will use the texture mask just a little after this. Um, and you'll see kind of what both of them do. Sorry. So let's actually click on new here for our new texture, and let's call it, I don't know, snow cleaner maybe, or something. Whatever you feel like, it doesn't matter. And now that we have this, we don't have any texture right now. It's black. So if we try to paint with this, it's not gonna do much. It's not gonna help us too much. So don't do it yet, because we don't win anything with it. But if you go to textures, now we have the texture right here, and we can put an image over it, but we don't want an image, right? So at the type, we will just scroll down and have so many other things we can put in. Usually the most use is the image or the clouds, at least for me. I don't know about you. So select the clouds, and this is what we get, which it's more or less like a noise texture, more or less. So we can make this a little more like 0.13, and we could just actually, let me go back to my tool right there, increase the strength so that we can see better what we do, and look at this. Now we have the white value, which is preeminent, versus the black value that we do have in this case, right? So if we make this even thinner, this is how it will look. And I think this looks so good, because even here, right, like on our cylinder, well, we cannot do it. This is a separate material, don't forget that. You can't paint over this one. It's just not working. This is working only on the selected object, which was our main cylinder. So keep that in mind, all right? Don't try to press stuff out there. So you can play with your clouds to do whatever it needs you to do. So you can have bigger ones. You can have smaller distances between the noise there. And actually, I'm gonna see 2.1 maybe. I think that will do it for me. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So apparently, every time I just undo it, it also deletes this. Annoying. All right, 0.1. And also, you can go to like a hard one, and it will look different. And I don't really like it per se. I don't ever really use it. So I don't know. If you want to use it, go ahead, have fun. again, this is the part where you can have maybe the most creative decision possible, because this is you can make it look however you want it to. So honestly, I would really advise you just go for it. Take this as the time of your life and just go ahead and do whatever you like with it. Okay, so having all this done, right? Let me actually just switch a little bit. Sorry. All right, so I just moved my Blender on my graphics tablet. Um, I mean, you don't really have to do this. You can just do this with the mouse. Really, it doesn't really matter. I just did it because I kind of try to practice with the pen, because I barely got it. I'm trying to figure it out still. And the biggest advantage really is the pen pressure. So if you don't know about it, graphics tablets, besides the fact that it's an actual pen you're drawing with, which makes it a little easier to draw, it's also the fact that you have the advantage of pen pressure. So the more you press on your screen, the more it will look, the more it will show, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted it to look nicely. Now, with this being said, let's actually make this look more or less more interesting, rather. And basically, we don't need to do like, actually, let me take the radius, a little bit down. As I said, I'm not too used to this, so it might take me just a tiny little bit to get to actually do it. You don't need to do everything I do. And again, here it's the part where I personally do think you guys should try um, to actually do more or less your own thing. This is the moment. This is where, honestly, this gets more of your stuff than anything else. This is the part where you can input your creativity rather than anything else. And I do recommend you to do this. I'll be honest, when I was doing it, so learning stuff for the first time, I couldn't wait to actually be able to do stuff on my own, because that's the moment where I was thinking, I might get this, but I need to actually do it. So I'm gonna just make, some small um, imperfections around. It doesn't have to be, crazy detail or anything like this. Absolutely not. But I just recommend you to also maybe take some references if you want from the internet. I'm right now looking at the references I pulled off, the ones we worked at all this time, and it helps me out. So for example, around there, it shouldn't at least be too much snow, should it? Because, well, snow will stick, but probably not like that. So there's that. And again, you can also play with the strength if you have the mouse. Um, you don't have to, do it absolutely perfect or anything. And also, this edge right here, like a very small thin edge, shouldn't really necessarily be affected by the snow, because again, the snow will more or less be, well, the train really will be protected by this little cover here, right? So this will do that. Now look at this. Look, this one looks already so much better just because we did those little things, those little inputs, and that little detail there. In my opinion, makes a difference when it comes to this. And we can actually just dash this one because we're in the material preview mode, so we don't need a render for this one now. And the reason also I would recommend the edges, for you to clear the edges a little bit, it's because, don't forget this, we did use the edge selection a little bit. Not the selection, the geometry, the pointiness, to basically get our, what's it called? Our geometry, our pointiness, so that we have the dust trails on the edges. And actually, let me By the way, when you draw with well, when you sculpt and texture paint and stuff, you can go right here to this menu where the strength and all of these are, and you can activate a mirror on you know, any axis you want. For example, now I want on the Y, so all I do on this side will be done also on this side. And the reason I want that, in case you're wondering about that as well, it's because actually I would probably like, well, first for this to be a little smaller. Something maybe like this for me to have a little bit of a easier time with it. And because, yes, we will have a little bit of symmetry, but it's for this edge. Again, um, I'm not really going to go so realistic necessarily about this, but I do like to have a little bit of logic in my head. And because of the lead being around there, like around here, right, this part right here will have way less snow because of it. And we can also do a little bit here as well, because, you know, the snow cannot do so well. So just take care of this one. And this is why I use the cloud image, because it helps me out in this case. We are painting over, but it's not fully perfect, right? Like it's not fully created, fully black or fully white. It's just that tint. It's giving you enough to play around with to make it look like, oh yeah, that might just actually happen. And again, I gotta say, I love texture painting, honestly. Since I got this, it's just fun. It's like coloring, having a color book, and it's really making things a little more fun. I also, honestly, I did also love texture painting even before, so don't forget to save, by the way, also. But, not but, sorry, because it is probably the most fun thing. Again, you're coloring, you're bringing life with your own hands to your scene. It's like just seeing all your hard work being like rewarded. And it's just such a good feeling. I just think it's like the most amazing feeling ever. And I can't wait usually to get this. By the way, you guys don't, you know, like if you exit Blender or anything while you do this tutorial, um, there's a thing you have to know. It's a warning. Don't ever texture paint and get out of Blender without saving your image texture. So actually, let's do this now for you guys to not mess this up. So go to image. So if you see the asterisk actually here at the image texture, it means there were being modifications done to it and it's not been saved yet. So go to image, press save as, and I'm actually going to take this to image textures and create a folder that's gonna be called train. Well, not with a big R, but you got it. Okay, it's no cancel, it's already there, so just save the image. And now the fun of it is whenever you go to Blender, this image texture will be here and will actually be the way you left it. If you would have gone out and you wouldn't have saved it, the problem is when you came back, unfortunately Blender would have not seen that anymore and you would have had to unfortunately redo everything. Also, at mapping, right now we have tiled, and I think we should press on random. What this does, well, it really randomizes how our texture will work. So it's not gonna be like small little square tiles. It's actually gonna be random, fully random, rotating and, you know, changing, so we don't have the same thing over and over again, which I think it's a little better. And let's also work on this edge here. Again, you do not have to do all this. And actually, from here on out, because I think I talked a lot and I showed you exactly what you needed to know. So from here on out, guys, you do whatever you think it looks good. And I'm gonna speed all this part out or maybe even cut it out, I'm not sure yet. And see you after we finish this. uh, break here from the whole thing, from like drawing and stuff. When you want to see this more, like even if you have the texture, the white value still applies, okay? So if you put this a little more white, it will still make a bigger difference. It will still show more metal than actual snow, all right? So use that in accordance in case you want it to. All right, my Blender crashed, so I did not lose progress, hopefully, because I saved um, almost before losing everything. So thank God for that, because otherwise I would have probably not been happy about it. Um, right, and now I'm looking at a small reference of a train in the snow. It's actually not too common apparently for snow to be on train, at least not from what I can see as pictures. Um, I don't know, it's just I guess a little hard. Um, So I literally searched for trains with snow on them. And oh, I got a result of something. And okay, yeah, it's actually not too far from what we got. Now the problem with doing this, and well, it's something I'm showing more in this one. It's because you will have to kind of do it for all of them now, like for the wagons, for the cabin, for everything. Thank God we have the roofs though, because the roofs will basically take kind of all the snow. The others, well, you'll see when we get there, but it's mostly gonna be just the windows. We're not gonna necessarily have to care so much for all the other stuff. So that should be fine, I guess. But yeah, um, if I feel like, coming back into any more of these, um, tweaks, I will. But for now, I'm pretty thankful for what I got. I just do this little thing here, and I think this one looks much better. I think it looks way better because, just like I said, it's way more random. It's not like, oh, we put the snow purposefully like that, so it looks more or less the way we want it. We should look at it. No, I want it to be more or less realistic. Yes, it doesn't have to be perfectly realistic or whatever, but it should be just a little bit. I'll give you the vibe of, yeah, this was not thought out. This was random. And when you press the dash, it will look much better now because not only we have the random things, but we also have this. This actually looks super nice. I am really in love with the result so far, at least. Let's actually put a little more detail kind of around here. Like just... Actually, that's too much now. Now that I to think about it. You also have to kind of, you know, take in consideration, like, okay, I put this much snow here. I should, not go too much more than that. To have a fall off, so to speak. It's not necessarily that hard to do. And again, it's trial and error, really. You can just play around with it. And if you find an area where you did not like, so for example, this snow here, just go fully white, delete it, and then, put it back in. And that's kind of about it. You don't have to, stress your head too much about it. Let's have this. So basically, again, have a little bit of a fallout there. And kind of something like this. Right. And actually, I have a question for you guys. Because I thought about it. I mean, I think it's too early to be totally honest with you, but I did think about it. A little gaming channel, not necessarily a gaming per se, because it's not like, it's more of game reviews. Maybe even do actually some gaming in a weekend when I have some free time. But it's really more about like some reviews. And the reason for it really is, this is the topic of what I would love you to comment. What did you think of, or what do you think of if you're playing it right now, of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? I'll be honest, I did not play it. I looked at someone playing. If you care to know who it was, Penguin Zero, known also as Charles White. And I would love to know your take on the game because um, I'm a maybe I'm mean, but I'm pretty unhappy with the game. Like, I know that is quite a common thing to hate on it because of the whole live transaction, live. Oh, I forgot the naming of it. uh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Keeping the game alive for years and years. The Oh my God, I can't remember it for anything in the world right now, do I? Yeah, I don't remember how it's called. But yeah, so because of this new formula of making it more or less completely online and of giving up kind of the Arkham style of the game, because for those that don't know, this is made by Rocksteady, who made the amazingly beloved Arkham series with Batman, and yeah, it was a kind of a big thing for me. I love that game. Actually, all those games, even Origins, really. It was not a best, but I love the detective component of it, and I think it was a pretty fun game. And when I saw they butchered everything like this, for me was kind of a disaster because I really had high regards for Rocksteady. And don't get me wrong, they do get some stuff right, and the game is not awful by any means. You can have some fun with it, but it's far from what it should have been, and it's definitely far from what Rocksteady itself used to deliver on. Let's actually come back to our work. I'm not gonna do, by the way, this for all of them. I just showed you how the texture paint works. I'm gonna show you for all the others, for the wagons, for even the cylinders here, how you can set up the image texture, because I know it will take you a little bit of time to understand how the nodes would work, but I want you guys to do this, right? What else I would love to do, however, would be to get this up here, make this maybe a 30, and actually, move this up just a little tiny bit. So it doesn't have to be. Because I looked on the references, and basically the snow on the trains, it doesn't go like, if it can stay like this, it would usually fall apart. And yeah, it makes more sense. Plus, really, put this. The reason I'm making this is like, I'm thinking that I'm creating a story for my train, okay? Um, it's like small trees that, scratched it. And also, I do think this is an important aspect when you create your own stuff, to have a little story there. And yeah. Also, we have to do the backside here, which is also, this will be a little bit differently affected because we don't have the dark material up behind it. So, yeah, so what I was saying about a game is, I think the story could have gone just a little better. I think they could have done a little more work around it. And actually, oh, live service, that's the name. Yes, that's how much time it takes me to actually remember that. I hate it. I hate live service games, all of them. Literally, I know it's not the most horrible, and I know it kind of makes sense to actually be fun because you can take it, play with your friends for however much you want, but I really think it's a known fact by now. That's not what they're supposed to do at all. What they're supposed to do is to basically make you pay more money to them. So besides the fact you pay for the actual game, which is already quite expensive, I mean, $70, it's a pretty expensive thing for most people. They also want to charge you more. So the way to do it is, okay, we make a live service and just put a bunch of stuff in the game, because people will buy them. Either to be able to say, look, I have something you don't, either to just actually have them because they are really big fans. And I've always hated the behavior of companies that did this, because it proves, at least to me, that they care more about the money than about actually, well, it's not like I'm saying something groundbreaking. Companies caring about the money more than about the people. Well, who would have guessed that, right? But I don't know, it's just gotten to a point where literally they're not even trying anymore. Not even to hide it that much. It's just like, look, we'll do this and you will love it. Either even if you hate it, I don't care. You have to love it because I need the money. So let's just go. And don't get me wrong, there are still a lot of companies that make super nice games with like touching stories, and God of War is one of them, Spider-Man 2. But also, what I love about this actually, and this is the one good thing I can say about the whole live service thing. It's because of their misunderstanding of the customers. They gave an amazing chance to um, the indie developers, because the indie developers lately, at least to me, it seems like they're blowing up more and more, because besides the technology getting much better and they can actually create games that people enjoy, it's also the fact that uh, they actually create good stories compared to companies that before were doing amazing stories. Now they're not concentrating on that anymore, and because of it, it's really opening up the scene for more and more indie companies to enter and actually be able to present their things, which, you know what, I think it's lovely. And I wish more indie companies will show up. Hopefully one of them will be with me on board, or with me having it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I'm just daydreaming. Anyway, with all this, I think you guessed, like, yeah, this episode is concentrating mainly on the cylinder. We're not going to do really anything else besides the cylinder right now, because, well, besides the fact that the cylinder, I think it's really important, it's also worth noting okay, that I think really that the rest of them are gonna be much easier, because I already presented all the steps basically. I don't need to go over everything one more time, and I can just easily present them and be like, hey, we do this and that, and I can just do them, and you can just come back here and say, show your work and stuff. And I really hope you enjoy this. Like, genuinely, if there's anything I want you guys to do, is enjoy this part as much as possible. If you don't want to do all this, and if you don't want to watch all this video, actually, I think it's cool. But I would love it if you would actually give it a chance. That's kind of it. Really, I don't have anything else. Now, I'm pretty thanked with what we got. So again, it looks much better than it did before, definitely. But there's still one more thing we can do. And that is, let's say here, at the base of the chimney, it doesn't really look right. And the reason for it, right? Let's actually take this a little closer to the white, like super close, actually. Get this radius to like about 10, let's say. Like pretty, let me see how it looks. Let's go with 7. Yeah, pretty small. And what we need to do is basically corner this, because let's turn also the Y on. This here will be kind of covered by the chimney, and also being a chimney, this part of here should be a little harder. Yes, the snow here shouldn't appear if that's the case, but I just want to do it. And yeah, so I just want to have this base here at least a little, put like in evidence, like, um, you know, highlighted. It's not necessarily going to be highlighted because it's not going to be close to camera. It's not like a super obvious object, but I think it's going to make the base of our chimney a little more interesting. And if we do this, we can't just do this, right? Let's take this kind of around there, put the strength to like a 10 now, because now it works. And now just pretty easily go one more time around it to create the fall off effect. The reason the fall off, and I keep saying fall off this episode, it's because I think it's an important aspect that a lot of people disregard sometimes. It's, you can just go from like purely white, right? Because that's the easiest to, like, think about a color ramp, right? You go from purely white almost to like dark. And I would say that's not really smart. That's not a good thing. And actually, you can have, small little parts where it still stays a little like open and stuff. Somewhere around there should do. Actually, let's make this like this. And yeah, just play around with it. Make this effect, make the fall off work for you. And really, for the texturing part, I mean, we'll do the bodies. We'll do all the bodies together. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna speed up some processes from here on out, but not this one. This one still stays here with us. But for more or less, we're pretty ready to go. All right. This looks pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Let's save the image. Again, if we need to modify it, we will. And oh, well, actually, we do need to modify it. What I'm talking about. Right here, we have to create the same effect, don't we? And let's say you want to get the exact color like we did back then. Now we can't really, because we already did. But let's use this color. What you can do is go add the tool, select the color you want, go to color palette, and add new. And with the color we have right now, just press plus, and it will save it for us. And whenever like we change the color, you just press it here, and it will go right back to what we needed to have. And that's about it. It's a pretty useful trick. I used it a couple of times, and it saved me from a lot of wasting time trying to match colors that I kept forgetting of, like selecting. And yeah, it's just a really helpful tip in my opinion. By the way, talking about doing good stuff and so on and so forth, I wanted to thank you guys so much because I was coming home from work today and I saw we're 58 subscribers now. We're 58 people on the channel. This is amazing. This is quite crazy. I didn't think we'll get so close to 60 so fast. So I'm genuinely impressed. So thank you so much for that. Really. Let me do this. And do the fall off. Yeah. So what I was saying, thank you a lot. So don't forget to leave in the comments what do you think about the Suicide Squad or anything else really. If you have questions about the um the lessons here, what other lessons would follow, or anything else really, don't be shy, ask away, and I promise I shall respond. How fast I cannot promise or say because it depends on when I see your message, but I think you got a point. You will get an answer for sure. And again, create little tiny small details like this. And that's about it for this one as well. And here, look, it looks better. It just does. It looks almost like there, right here. It's actually kind of not a seam, but like a cutout. And that's what we want. That's the details. And that's what, texturing does. That's if you remember when I talked to you guys about the guys that make game characters and like they use super low poly stuff and still get amazing results. It's more or less based on this, on doing exactly this kind of stuff. So let's color this here as well. The base of the of the bell. We don't need to do a fallout here. It's not gonna be seen or impress anyone. That's not gonna be seen for the others either though, but there you can kind of notice it a little more. Here you barely do. It does give you the effect though, and that's what I love. It gives you the effect of, oh, I think there's something there. And this looks awesome. But I do want to check something out. From what I remember, we did make dust pointness mask, and maybe it's just me, but I don't really see it working. And you know, definitely not in the capacity I would love it to work. So let's actually hide this a little bit. And you know, it doesn't have to be everywhere. It's barely gonna be noticed, but still, we should also do this. Who will see it? Well, no one really, but for our own sake and for knowing we did a good job, we shall do it. So don't forget, edges usually don't have snow on it, alright? Because snow will just not stay on here on corners like this because they're too sharp. Let's just do this. No, actually no. Yeah, that looks horrible. Yeah, no, we'll leave it like this. This looks much better. However, we should come here. And maybe we need to do the same thing for this one. Now that I say to think about it, I don't know. I'll actually think about it. I still love, you know, this much snow. I'm a winter guy, so I do love snow. And I think it looks beautiful in every render possible. So that's why I'm not really, you know, so keen on giving up on it. All right, creating this there. And we also need it here. All right, and good. Now it works. And we could also take care of this one. Again, it's not gonna be seen, so we could just ignore it also. Actually, there's this. This is too much here. Why did it happen? Well, because of the radius that we had at the time when we did the corner, the sharp edge there, but it's too much. Okay, let's turn this actually to maybe 4 for this one, because it's way smaller than all the others. So I'm curious if you guys actually do like texture paint. The first time I did it, it was pretty scary to me because um, I don't know, finding out I actually need to draw in 3D art scared me since I have no clue how to draw. So I'm really bad at drawing. So being able to pull something like this off, it seems like a miracle to me. I know I'm not doing anything really, I'm just drawing some lines where I already see the lines. Basically, I'm just drawing the contour that it's in front of me. But to me, it's pretty impressive. My skills are not up here. Definitely not. And my skills in Blender were definitely not up here. So for all of you, all those of you that, you know, may think that it takes a lot of time to develop Blender, um, or that maybe actually not that it takes a lot, because I think everyone knew that, but like that, you know, you need to be a genius or something to be good at Blender or understand Blender. Um, I wouldn't say you need to be a genius or anything. It definitely would help, but look at me. I am not, and just because I keep practicing and I kept trying, I learned stuff, and I learned tricks, and I learned how to ease out my work, and how to do this, and how to do that. And afterwards, it's more or less like, well, how would I like it to look this way? And I make it look it that way. So this is it. This is how the cylinder will look now. And I think it looks pretty lovely. Hope you guys like it as well. So, with that being said, let me just switch back to my monitor, please. Alright, so with the, you know, the image put there, the image is now put where we need it to be. And actually, let me go through the whole process one more time, because I think it was very hard the first time, really, even for me to get it. So basically what I did, right, was I went in here. This is the dark metal, the one that we used for the main cylinder when I showed you how to texture it, right? So I took all this, selected everything, and Control G to get the small little number. And actually, wait, I think the screencast is turned off. Okay, perfect. Now it's working. Okay. Then duplicated the mix shader, put it here. We have the dark metal in the first point, and then another principled BSDF in the second, and then the rust drip stain is right here up. Okay, this is basically it. And actually, now that I started thinking about it, I think we can just do it out of the gate. I don't think we need a principal BSDF for this one. We might actually be able to work with it just the rust. It's a little bit of a stretch, but we can see if it works. So going to the texture paint, right? In texture, so we select texture and we select a PNG, right? I will have this exact PNG. I have the link to it in the description below. But basically you get this PNG, and to move it, you just press right click and move it. To scale it, you press shift and then right click and scale with your mouse. And then to rotate it, control right click and then just rotate, right? That's kind of about it. Okay, so coming here, let's actually scale it a little lower. Maybe not this low, kind of like this. Kind of like this actually. And what we need to do is also set at the tool, we already are set from for the blend mode to add, right? And I did change the color a little bit to look a little more orange-ish, and just paint over this. And when you take it, you will actually see this result here. And it looks brilliant. It looks actually super nice. And let's say you don't want that, and it actually got out of everything for some reason. Okay, we don't need a snow cancel that. We need a rust deep stain. Good. So always make sure, by the way, that was the one we well, doesn't matter what we colored on because we undid that, but you know, it's important for the later on. So going back to the tool, well, we need to also be in texture paint mode, and make sure you have the stain ready to go, kind of here. The reason I didn't want this is because I want it to be a little lighter. I want to be able to see it, and also maybe not necessarily have this, you know, orange color there. I think this works a little better for me. And from here on out, we can just play around with it. We don't have to, you know, we can just do this. Small little incremental stuff, small little scratches here and there, small little stuff that will make our texture look incredibly good. And from here on out, it's really a matter of choice, like what you would like to have. I love for this to have detail in it. But again, remember what I did say, why I'm using this. So let's also have it here. All right, so I'm pretty thankful with how it looks now. And if we press on the dash, this is how it will look. And I think this is pretty awesome. And we'll do much more of that. This is just a little bit of introduction to this. But I think the video is kind of already getting big enough. And I don't want to make 1-hour videos anymore because I don't think you guys can actually, I mean, it's hard to follow. I think it's just way harder to follow. So what I'm gonna do is change a little bit the process. Well, not the process, but the way I'm doing this. So I'm gonna show you stuff like this, go with you through most of the things for one body, but after that, for the other bodies, I'm gonna either speed up, either cut them out. So actually, I would love if you would leave it in the comments for me if you would like me to speed up or actually cut them out, because I would actually need that feedback. So with that being said, I'm actually going to go right to the outro. Alright guys, this is the end of the video, and this is the image I'm gonna leave you with. I actually rendered it out to see how it would look, and I'm actually gonna use this at my thumbnail. I think this looks beautiful. This actually looks wonderful. Don't forget to, you know, save your texture paint images, save your work, and really just be proud of yourself. I think this looks awesome. I do believe it looks way better than my original work, and yeah, it just improves over and over, man. Yeah, this is how it should be. So it is a long video, so I'm not gonna drag this out. Please, if you so like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and don't forget to really remember that you should be proud of yourself for, you know, even trying to do all this. I think this is awesome, and you guys are awesome. So for that, thank you, and for, you know, clicking on a video, I thank you even more. And with this being said, I wish you guys a very happy Friday and a very happy weekend ahead of you. Bye guys.